It was just another Tuesday morning, a perfectly ordinary day, when my daughter Emma looked up from her scrambled eggs and asked me why the birds had stopped singing. I was at the stove, flipping her breakfast, a routine I knew by heart, when her question made me pause. I listened, and then I noticed it too. The complete, unnerving silence outside our kitchen window. No cheerful chirping, no rustling leaves, nothing but an eerie stillness that felt profoundly wrong. My heart began to pound. I walked to the window, peering out, my gaze sweeping across our familiar backyard. And that's when I saw them. 3 magnificent silver objects, each about the size of a school bus, suspended effortlessly, 20 feet above our neighbor's ancient oak tree. They weren't hovering with the roar of engines or propulsion. They were just there, motionless, silent, as if they had always belonged. My first instinct was to grab Emma and run. But before I could move, she pressed her small hand against the cool glass, her eyes wide with wonder. "Daddy," she whispered, "they're beautiful." And in that moment, looking through her innocent eyes, I realized she was absolutely right. These weren't the menacing, destructive ships from the movies. These objects pulsed with a soft, warm internal light, a gentle glow that somehow felt profoundly peaceful, almost inviting. Then, a hatch on the central vessel opened, and beings began to emerge. They were nothing like the monstrous invaders I had braced myself for. They stood roughly our height, with elegant, elongated limbs and faces that seemed to subtly shift, displaying expressions I recognized, like curiosity, and others I couldn't quite decipher. But it was their eyes, large and dark, that truly captivated me. In them, I saw something unmistakably familiar, a reflection of our own humanity. There was curiosity, yes, but also a hint of apprehension, perhaps even nervousness, mirroring my own unspoken fears. One of them, moving with an almost ethereal grace, approached our garden fence. It knelt down, a gesture of profound humility, and gently placed what looked like a small glowing seed into the rich soil of our vegetable patch. Then it slowly straightened, its gaze locking directly onto our kitchen window, directly onto Emma. It raised a hand, placing it over what I assumed was its heart, a gesture of universal connection. Emma, with the unburdened joy of a child, giggled, and without a moment's hesitation, she mirrored the gesture, placing her own small hand over her heart. A silent, perfect response. In that extraordinary moment, all my preconceived notions shattered. I realized with absolute clarity that we weren't being invaded. We were being introduced. These beings hadn't come to take anything from us, to conquer or destroy. They were here to share, to connect, to offer a profound reminder that in this vast, often lonely universe, we are most certainly not alone. As if on cue, the morning birds, moments ago silent, began to sing again. Their chorus was somehow louder, more vibrant, more beautiful than I had ever remembered. And in that symphony of renewed life, I understood. Everything, absolutely everything, was about to change. But perhaps, just perhaps, it would change for the better. Because if there is one thing that truly transcends species, cultures, and even worlds, it is the simple, powerful act of one being reaching out to another and saying, without words, "I see you, and you matter."